So lots of people have had incredible results with fibromyalgia, long-term headaches, things like that. So this is something that you mix with milk or water, put it in a smoothie. Again, it's a food. It also is great for energy. So this is the one that I would recommend for those people that are very lethargic and have problems with energy. So that's a great supplement to take. It balances the hormones as well. So sometimes if your headaches are actually related to a hormonal imbalance, this is a great product too. Now, this product just takes everything to a whole new level. We've talked so far about slowing down the aging process and preventing the aging process. What we're looking at now is a Nobel Prize winning research on telomeres and the fact that they can actually be lengthened. So if you think of the plastic cap on the end of a shoelace, that's a little bit like the telomere on the end of the chromosome. And it's there to protect the chromosome. Every time the cell turns over, a little bit of that telomere chips off and eventually it breaks off and the cell dies. You can actually have a test done now to measure your age by measuring the length of your telomeres. So this next product actually lengthens short telomeres. So we're really reversing the age of that cell. The component that does it is TA65. So again, for those of you that like to do your own research, you can Google that ingredient. The results that you get from Finity are varied again because it affects everybody differently and it depends on how they're aging. I went to one of our Melbourne events and I got to sit with Dr. Amzalag. He had his hands on Finity before anybody else, so he'd been using it for 3 months before it was launched. So I said to him, what sort of results have you noticed since you've been on the Finity? And at the time, he was 67. And he said to me, I haven't been sick once, really strong immune system. I've had a bone density test done and he already had an increase in his bone density in just 3 months. He no longer needed to wear his reading glasses. He showed me he could read the menu there at the restaurant. He had a lot more energy and apparently he had increased libido. So this product is hidden in my house.
Research uncovers a fundamental cause of aging. The answer cannot be seen by the human eye and is something called a telomere. Telomeres are made of repetitive DNA sequences that become the protective caps or ends of our chromosomes. Their duty is to protect our DNA. When we are born, our telomeres are long, but as time goes on, they begin to shorten. So short, in fact, that our telomeres fray, similar to the end of a shoelace, and our journey called cellular aging begins. When telomeres become too short, our cells can no longer carry out their critical functions. Cells start to self-destruct and eventually die. Scientists call this apoptosis. Cells dying is one thing, but when cells simply stop functioning, they can spew out dangerous free radicals and inflammatory molecules that essentially damage the nearby cells. So, how do we battle this process we call cellular aging? A nutrient has been shown to naturally enhance the enzyme needed to lengthen short telomeres, thereby adding healthy life to our cells. Thousands of studies show the connection between short telomeres and the natural process of cellular aging. What's more fascinating is that this is the only substance known that can perform this in the history of all mankind. Prepare for the future. Cellular aging ends here. Youth enhancement technology exclusive to Jeunesse.
And finally, we have Zen Body. So what's so exciting about Zen Body is that it's not like other diets. The really important thing in terms of your health and weight maintenance is to change the composition of your body. So rather than having a lot of fat and not very much muscle, we need to change that around so that you have less fat, more muscle. So Zen Body is actually targeting the cause of it getting more and more difficult as you get older to maintain your weight or lose weight. Does anybody remember in their 20s that they used to get away with eating a lot of things that you can't get away with now? You know, not doing as much exercise perhaps as you need to now. And of course the reverse happens. We become more and more sedentary and then it's a vicious cycle. So part of the problem is that fat is actually a living organ, and particularly the fat around the belly where it's the most dangerous, it releases something called CRP that attaches itself to leptin. Leptin is the hormone that tells your brain it's time to stop eating and it's time to start burning fat. So if you can actually block that blocker, then the leptin will do what it's supposed to do. So Zen Body works on that science. It also works on the amino acids that you need to be able to grow muscle the same as you did when you were young. So it's restoring again those processes that came naturally to us when we were younger. So here's some differences that you'll see. The key thing is really in the measurement. So it's important not to just lose weight and get smaller. You actually need to change your body composition so that you're having more muscle and less fat so that you're healthier as well. So you can see here a big change from the waist measurement, which is a really important one to take from a health point of view. So that's our whole skincare range, nutritional range and weight loss. And when you put it all together, it all fits into that anti-aging genre. So I'm very excited now to introduce our next speaker. Some of you may already know him. He had a very exciting football career. He played for St Kilda and he was an absolute star on the field, and he's also an absolute star in this business. He is a ruby in the business as well, and you'll have a great laugh listening to him and also find out some very important information. So please welcome Steve Baker.
Alright, so I'm going to flick through how you can turn these great products into a home-based business. So my quick story, I wasn't excited about the skincare. I was a big tough footy player. One of my mates told me about this product and I thought, a big tough footy player, how am I going to sell a skincare range? But I want to tell my story from the start. I'll do it in 2 minutes really quickly. But terrible high school student, straight Fs all the way through. And so I had no aspirations of going to university or being smart like Trace. I come out of year 12 and went straight into a 9-to-5 job. It was in a timber mill. My best mate's dad worked there, so he got me a job. So waking up 7:30 AM every bloody morning, that electric, dragging myself out of bed, walking into a little timber hut where there'd be 15 absolute drongos sitting there that hated our jobs, didn't want to talk in the morning, and then the hooter would blow at 8 o'clock and drag yourself out to a big timber yard, and I was basically sorting logs all day, every day. So logs firing down a conveyor belt, putting them into cradles, tying them up all day, 9 to 5. So hated my job. The boss didn't even know my name, and every week I got $296, no matter how hard I worked or how soft I worked. But has anyone ever felt unappreciated by their boss or they're working their job, working their butt off? And we heard some amazing facts and figures. How you work 45 years of your life with a 5% chance of ending up financially secure. So I didn't know that at the time. I was happy with my job. But lucky for me, my prayers were answered and I got drafted into football, and my job nearly made me stop pursuing my passion, which was football. And nearly at the end of the footy season, I nearly quit football because my job was so hard, I was just too exhausted. So my dad talked me into staying. Long story short, I got into football, and what that opened up my eyes to is an unbelievable lifestyle. So I didn't have to worry about money, house, mortgage, didn't have to worry about that, but more importantly, loving getting out of bed on a Monday. And I played 12 long years with St Kilda, 200 games, I won at best and fairest, and everything was peachy. Not really worrying about things. I got introduced to this industry in a different company, but it was more a product thing with my mum. My mum was really struggling. I won't go into that story, but product helped her, and then she enjoyed actually telling her friends about it. She rang me up crying when she made her first $24, and I absolutely loved that. And then I started helping her in the business. But I went on and playing footy, just loving life. They played in 3 grand finals in front of hundreds of thousands of people. And then one day the coach came up to me and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Bakes, we want to have a chat. You come to my office." And he sat me down and he said, "Next season we're not going to go with you." And this was sort of halfway through the season I was in, and I put the brave face on because I was a big tough guy in footy, and but inside I was absolutely crumbling. I was thinking, I was embarrassed. I didn't want to tell my mum and dad. They loved going to watch me play footy. Didn't tell my best friends for a while. But then I got home that night and I laid in bed. I was one of the 96%, but I was absolutely crapping my dad. I'm not allowed to say that, am I? Don't tell Lyndon if you know Lyndon. I'm not allowed to say that. But seriously, I was in bed that night. I didn't sleep a wink. I was like, I've got a house, mortgage, I've got cars. What the hell am I going to do? Like, in 6 months' time, I had a massive income that was going to go down to zero. So I'm thinking, where else can I maintain my lifestyle? Not go back to a timber mill. I was actually a garbage man as well in the summer months, so 2 really bad jobs. But I wanted to maintain my lifestyle, and I knew network marketing worked, but I didn't know how big it was. So I started looking into it. The only thing I was enjoying at the time outside football was working with my mum. So long story short, studied the industry, and I thought I'm going to have a big crack, see what happens. 6 months later, I was one of the top earners in that company. In my biggest month with that company, I got Jeunesse put on my lap. One of my good friends said, "Hey, this is better." I said, "No." But I sat down. I flew over like Trace, met one of the top income earners. I just wanted to know about the money. This guy showed me how much money he was making within 2 years. It was like over $100,000 a week. So I sat there like a student for 2 days, and he explained all the reasons why Jeunesse is going to be the biggest company in the world, going to leave a legacy in this company. It's going to create the most millionaires, and it's already doing that. So in the last 5 years, we've created 75 millionaires. I think we had that earlier. But so I started and basically haven't looked back. Got to the Ruby level, and absolutely the last 2 years of my life have been the best years of my life. Waking up every day, doing what I want, when I want, travelling around, buying one-way tickets everywhere I go just in case I want to stay a bit longer, and just meeting some unbelievable people along the way. So I'm going to go over the pay plan pretty quickly tonight. So you won't be a genius after you leave. You'll probably be more confused than when you come in. But whoever's invited you here tonight, there's videos to watch, so don't worry, take notes, and you get your questions answered later. But the good thing about Jeunesse is you can get started very cheaply. Is it? That's wrong, yeah. So it's actually $32 here in Australia. That will set you up with a personalised website. You can actually make upfront commissions just from that $32 spot. And you'll have a back office system where you can control your business. But obviously, if you want to make the income in this business, is all about products and trying and being a product of a product. So there's 6 ways you can make income in Jeunesse. I'm going to flick through each of them pretty quickly. But the first one is retail profit. We all sort of know how that works. You buy wholesale, sell retail. So a little example there just of the serum. So this serum, our pin-up product, Tracy explained it, the 85% active ingredient. That's the bee's knees out of the range. Only $89 is wholesale, recommended retail $148. $58. Now that's a friend of mine, Alex, that's got a salon in Melbourne. Now, if she sells 1 serum per day, that's $20,000 profit she can make every year, just selling 1 serum a day, our best product. So very powerful retail. It's not what I'm interested in, but if you do know someone in the salon game or like selling the house party style, go for it. The second way is a pack bonus. It's called something else, but I call it a pack bonus. When you enrol someone on a package, depending on what size package they choose, you can make some pocket money. So I'll let people come in and sign up 5 ambassador packs in the first week. That's up to carry the 4. But what excited me about the first 2 are upfront income, which you can make some good money if you work hard and you're out recruiting people. But what excited me about Jeunesse is building something for 2 to 5 years and then basically living on it forever and building teams and helping people build teams. That's what excites me about the business. With Jeunesse, it's so simple. My old compensation plan was I had to enrol 6 people that turned into star troopers, and they enrolled another 4 people, and they had to have 6 people, and it was just an absolute nightmare. I was in that company for 4 years and had no idea what I was doing. I was just bringing people in. Jeunesse is simple. It's just a left team and a right team. So if you recruit someone, they want to join the business, you put them in the left or the right. Very simple. I won't go into the points in that too deeply, but if I enrol someone on my left, someone on my right, and they go and enrol thousands of people, you start accumulating points in those teams. So you can actually start making these commissions just enrolling a couple of good people each side. So every time a certain amount of points is accumulated, you're making $35. And at the start I said, $35, it doesn't sound like a lot. But Ruby levels, we're up making over 10 of those a day just from our team working. So go team. You can earn up to, obviously it's got to be capped at some stage, otherwise the company will run out of money. So it gets capped at $26,250 per week. Anyone be shattered with that? You could probably, it's pretty expensive over here in Perth, but that adds up to 1.36 million. Is that my microphone? How did you stop that, Trace? You were good at that. Trace is just good at everything. So if you add that up, you can literally make 1.36 million just by enrolling 2 good people, but I never say it. I haven't seen anyone make even full-time income enrolling less than 40 or 50, so I'm really realistic when I tell people that, but we've already got someone in Australia actually earning that every year. So, but what is exciting about Jeunesse, that isn't even the biggest part of the pay plan. So 1.3 million from that structure, but there's people in Jeunesse already earning $4 million, $5 million, $6 million a year. And the most powerful part is the team commissions. Every time you enrol someone personally, they're called your level 1. So if I enrolled Trace into the business, I would have loved to enroll Trace into the business, and she's my level 1. Whatever I can help her make, this is like a training bonus, whatever I can help her make in the business, I'm going to get, at the level I'm at, I'm going to get a 30% bonus from what she can produce. So, and Tracy at Ruby, she's earning some pretty good money, well over $10,000 a month. You don't mind me saying, Trace? Probably closer to 20. So if I had enrolled Trace, I'm not very good at maths, but a third of $20,000 a month, it's good money just from enrolling one good person. So, but the exciting thing about Jeunesse is it doesn't stop on level 1. A lot of other companies out there stop on level 1. I've looked at a lot of binaries. Some other binary systems don't even have this matching bonus component. A lot of other ones have only got one level. So Tracy's an absolute go-getter. I've enrolled her, but she goes and enrolls, let's say, this first quarter of the room. I can earn 15% on everyone that she brings into the business, and then if that quarter of the room signs the rest of the room, I can earn 10%. So you see how that sort of breaks down? With Jeunesse, you don't have to go and enrol the world. You find a couple of good people and work with them and help them achieve their goals, and you can earn well over full-time income. But why Jeunesse is attracting the biggest leaders in the world, if you think of the big facts and figures, 1.36 million, my mate that's earning this, imagine he's in roller. She's over in the US, she's earning 30% of 1.36 million. I put this on the calculator, it was over $400,000. So $400,000 from finding one good person. That's the power of this pay plan, but he's enrolled about 80 people, he's already got 3 diamonds on his first level, so she's earning 15% of 3 diamonds, and then you can imagine how many people are on the 3rd level, earning 10%. So that's why Jeunesse's pay plan is attracting. The products are amazing, but I think the most powerful, me and Tracy always argue about this, the products are better than but I think it's the pay plan that's attracting all the big dogs. The diamond pool, once you hit diamond, you get shares in 3% of the company's overall profits. My mates are already earning this, and they're making an extra couple of $100,000 a year from the diamond pool. So not only is it the most generous pay plan I've seen, when you hit diamond level, you're earning another couple of $100,000 on top. So they really look after their leaders in Jeunesse. I love telling real stories. A good friend of mine, Angela, up the top left. She come up on my level 3. So I enrolled someone that enrolled Angela. But now she's actually surpassed me in the business. She's gone to both Trace and I up to emerald level. So she's above us. So, but because she made about $50,000 last month, and because she's on my level 3, 10% of $50,000, even I can get that one. 10 grand. But that's the power of this pay plan. You don't have to actually bring on the superstar. If they end up being in your 7 levels, you're actually going to earn extra cash. Kathy, Nicole, and Mick just last month all hit that ruby level along with Trace. So Nicole and Kathy. Nicole was the first timer in the business. A lot of other first timers. I love hearing stories where they had no experience. All these people got on stage and got an $11,000 bonus just last month on top of all their other income. So most of them reported over earning $20,000, and a lot of them are first timers in the business. That slide hasn't worked, but basically, if you do get in the system, we've got an unbelievable, basically a team within a team here in Australia. So anyone that joins, we've got Facebook pages, we run weekly events. The amazing turnout today. I'm definitely committing to coming back the next 2 months. Come on! So I'll be back. I'll be doing Fremantle here next month. And online meetings every Monday, 8:30 and 10:30 every Monday night. So if you can't come along, all you do is copy paste the link, get a friend to watch it. You can sit at home in your pajamas and build this business. So this is the hardest thing I have to do in this business is public speak. Always hated it, but you've got the biggest team support. But what I love about Jeunesse, this was my dream destination basically my whole life. And only a couple of weeks ago, Jeunesse are very rewarding when it comes to trips. I've seen there's other companies out there that actually say they're travel companies, but we actually provide more free travel than those companies. So we get 6 or 7 free trips a year. This was in Dubai. I wasn't nude here. I had some jocks on. But my sister's joined the business, which is pretty special to me. I was chasing her for 2 years. She's finally joined, and in 6 months, get the sapphire level. And won the trip with me. So to travel with sister and some best friends, my favourite thing. Dubai, a couple of weeks ago, unbelievable. 5-star event. Randy and Wendy. What I love about them is not in it for the money. They want to feed starving children. They want to give back to their distributors. They want to build the biggest company in the world, but they do it by keeping their distributors happy. Free travel, the best pay plan. They paid for over 3,000 people to go 5-star for a week in Dubai. So they're giving a lot of their profits back to these trips. Skiing indoors in Dubai. Actually, I was about to crash there, so lucky that wasn't a video. But hanging with your best friends on trips like this, life-changing stuff. We've got a trip to Singapore in September. Everyone's allowed to go on that trip. That's going to be, if you're serious about Jeunesse, get to Singapore in September. No, is it September? Yes. Yeah, September 11 to 13. And it'll just open your eyes to the big picture of the company. You'll hear from the owners. You'll hear from the top income earners. But I always talk about Monday mornings, and I remember getting up Mondays and absolutely hating getting out of bed. So I say if you're not absolutely excited about getting out of bed in the morning, I think you've basically got to start a plan B. So if you're not going to be happy in 5 or 10 years where you are now, it's not about quitting jobs and anything. My close friend and my sister just did it part-time and worked their way up. It's not about quitting jobs, but I heard at the Melbourne conference, 95% of people don't pursue their passions. And I was talking to a mate last week, and he said his passion was his kids, and that's why he started Jeunesse. So if you're passionate your kids and you're only seeing them 2 hours a night, follow your passion, work out a way that you can actually spend more time with your kids in the future. I've lost a few slides, my thing hasn't formatted, but my basically end is there's 3 options. You can either do nothing, that's what that slide was, try the products. All the products come with a 30-day cashback, so you've heard the products I've traced. All of them have got an unbelievable unique selling point and all exclusive to Jeunesse. We've got those 2 superstar doctors exclusive to Jeunesse. They're going to be coming up with unbelievable products in the future. They're working on hair gel, actually regrow his hair. Dr. Nathan Newman, once he got that perfected, he's going to bring that out to the market. Dr. Vincent Jean Parker is an absolute freak. He'll come out with something special, I'm sure. He already has with the Zen. But the third option is start a plan B, and this was when we started a couple of years ago. Three friends, just inviting 3 friends each to a kitchen meeting. But everyone that stayed around in Jeunesse, you'll have a lot of people have lots of roller coaster rides, and we've all rode. One really quit Jeunesse in my first 6 months. But everyone that's rode that roller coaster and stayed in the business is earning well over full-time income, and some Angela. A few earning well over full-time income. So it's about staying in, but I've enjoyed the journey. My destination is Diamond and beyond, but the last 2 or 3 years building this business has been unbelievable. So you don't sort of forget to enjoy the journey on your way to the destination and dream big. So with the pay plan, and I've got one sort of fact left. Jeunesse is going to hit $1 billion faster than any other company in the world. So we're going to have that title, fastest ever hit $1 billion. And you know, the top income earners in the world, I always track the top income earner list that they bring out every year. And Jeunesse has already got the equal top amount in that top 100 earners. So you know, we've been around 5 years, going against companies that have been around over 100 years, and they're creating absolute rock star income and having the most earners. So you know, Jeunesse is going to be around forever, and I didn't want to swap companies, and I flew over like Chase. I wanted to know that this company, and sitting in front of the owners and knowing their plan, knowing their vision, knowing that no decision's ever going to be made detrimental to the distributor. They said every decision we make in this company is going to be for you guys. We'll never change the pay plan to get worse. So yeah, you can achieve anything in this, anything from $50 a week up to $10 million a year. So thanks for listening. We're going to hang around and answer. Tracy's going to finish off. Testimony. So Tracy, thank you for listening to Steve.
Steve, I told you you would have a laugh. He's a great presenter. He says he's nervous, but you'd never tell. So I have a great pleasure in congratulating a few people who have ranked advanced in the last month. So you've already met the beautiful Kathy Hall. If you could just stand up and wave, Kathy. I know you don't want to come on stage again. So Kathy has reached Sapphire Elite, and she's the first Sapphire Elite here in Western Australia, so incredible achievement. But also in her team, she has 2 people that have gone Sapphire last month as well. So first of all, I'd like to introduce Leah Rando to come to the stage.
Thank you. As Tracy said, Leah Rando Kohler. I was presented this business in December last year by my upline, Kathy Hall, and I am forever grateful. When I first saw this business, I took a little time, well, probably 5 minutes, and then I went, this is just too good. And what actually sold me on the idea of the whole thing was the fact I saw Finity. 2 years ago to this very day, in Northbridge actually, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I've since beaten that, and when I saw the Finity, it just hit home to me, and I thought, well, what's my why? My why is to be able to give something back. And when you're faced with your mortality, I think you grab it with 2 hands when you've got another chance, and you take as many people with you. And this is just an opportunity for me to do that. So since December last year, as of 2 weeks ago today, I reached the level of Sapphire. It's been a wonderful journey, and I'm just so excited as to what is ahead. I was saying to my brother prior to coming up tonight that back in January, when I locked myself away and was trying to pump as much as I possibly could into my brain to get my head around everything, I was on a call with Aaron Biley, and Aaron Biley said, well, you've got this much time to do this business, you know, you're not working full time now, because I used to be a teacher for 23 years and I stepped sideways into this business. He said, you could possibly be Ruby by, you know, October. And in my head I went, you are crazy, you know, how could that possibly be? But right at this point now, to get to a Sapphire level in the space of 5 months, I can see things happening. Not only that, I've met some wonderful people along this journey. I've learnt a lot about myself. I've learnt a lot about giving back, and that to me is the most rewarding part of what I do now. So look, take the time, don't think too long, because it's a very exciting venture to be a part of. Thank you.
So Leah was directly sponsored by Kathy. Not only has Leah reached the level of Sapphire, but also her brother. So just like Steve enrolled his sister, Leah also enrolled her brother Adam, and he has also reached Sapphire. So please welcome Adam Rando.
I'm not a fan of microphones, guys, because I have got a loud voice and I'll probably end up deafening you, no doubt, by speaking into it. Look, it's a real pleasure to be up here tonight in front of all of you, because since my short journey in this business back in, after a short trip to Bali last year with my family, ended up meeting a wonderful family over there in Bali who Steve certainly knows quite well, in Melbourne, who we got to chat with over there, came back over here, and my sister had inadvertently dropped me into this business without me knowing about it, and it was, and I got back with this bit of a surprise saying happy birthday. I just spent $32.95 on you, so you've got to give it back in a hurry. So I was like, okay, well, I'll look into this and it'd be interesting. And I've got to say, it has been the absolute best journey that I've been on in my entirety. I've had different opportunities in my life. I've got a very blessed background. We both have, with a strong family value. Career-wise, I've been very blessed with a job that I absolutely love doing, and I've got a great passion for it, and I would do it for free irrespective of whether I had this business or not. I love it that much. But this business itself has been able to create a total line of different options, which is what it's all about, and being able to say, well, my passion is my family and my kids, and I want to be able to do a lot more with them in the future. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to spend time with the likes of Tracy, Steve, and Peter, a big group of us in here, and I want to spend it all with you guys. But it is a business of building people, and you can't do this business on your own. And it's really important that you have a great team of people. You've got a great system in place, something you can plug into, which is very duplicatable. And I really encourage you, if you are here for the first time, and if you can see it from our perspective, that when we first started coming in here, that the room was not packed at all. We had very small numbers, and now to look around and literally see people standing and having to try and squeeze in here, it's a really impressive sight, and this is literally only the beginning, guys. So, if you are here for the first time, get together with that person that brought you in here, and really invest the time in looking into it a lot deeper and jump on board with us. So, I do thank you Tracy, thank you Steve, been a great presentation by all of you, and Kathy and to Leah. So, enjoy it, guys, and I hope to see you on some big journeys in the future to come.
Supposed to have the last word, Steve was, so I apologise. But thank you all very much for coming. Please feel free to stay behind if you have any questions.